Welcome to the Emerging Professional at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Today's theme is Brewing Ambitions, Legal Minds, and Creative Vibes. We have with us Mohammad Saqib Husain, Manager Partnerships at Quatro Hive, a lawyer by education, a legal brand consultant by profession, and a musician at heart. Saqib is redefining what it means to be a modern professional. From shaping the image of top law firms to strumming his guitar as gigs, his journey is as versatile as it is inspiring. So, friends, we welcome Saqib to today's coffee conversation with a musician, uh, a, a lawyer, and helping law firms to become, what do you say, digital savvy using social media and empowering them with all this new age technologies.
Thank you so much, Amir. Thank you. Great introduction. And I'm very, very happy to be here with you today. I think this is something which I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So, very happy to do it with you today. And very excited for what lies ahead of us.
Okay, let me explain the format. You must be aware of the two professional person, but there is a surprise rapid fire round for which we have to be witty, funny, and quick. And you'll get your new year gift, which is
Oh,
authored
that
by
is
me,
great.
and it will be autographed and sent to your address for your new year gift.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Amazing. Let's
So,
get on it.
friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution. We help law firms, corporate legal, startups, SME companies with world-class software, licensing, technology solutions, and tech training. So, my first question for you, Saqib, for your professional journey round. What inspired you to step into the niche field of legal branding and business development?
Okay, so I don't think there's like one particular instance or one particular moment that inspired this switch because I have been a lawyer by education. I have been into law school and I've been working with law firms earlier as well as interning at law firms and working as an associate at top tier firms. But for me, yeah, ever since when I was in graduation, when I was completing my BBA, I had this a good bent towards marketing and having this curiosity of how brands are built, how strategies are being done and what is going on in the market. So that is something which I was actually constantly feeling that I need to do something which has that, as well as I'm able to channel some of my legal prowess as well. So after college, I was earlier into content management roles. I've been into project management as well. But soon enough, I was initiated to this concept of law firm management and legal branding by one of my seniors in college. And that is when I actually first got the exposure that this is a career field and this is something which exists in the industry, because this is a very niche field and we don't see a lot of awareness around it, especially when you're in law school, when you're a student, because there is no course, there is no specific lecture in college, there's no specific subject in college which is going to teach you this. So just figuring it out, I found it through some of my seniors and through some of the people in my network, and that is when eventually I made the switch. And I eventually, in the first few months after making the switch, I realized that this is something which I have been wanting for a very long time, where I wanted an intersection. So yeah, that's it's a very
Wow.
gradual and very natural process actually.
Wow. So, as I'd already done with on law firm legal branding with Tejas Khurana during our warm-up call,
Right.
uh, I like to know uh, how is legal branding being taken in India by law firms. Now, in your 2024 का experience में see, please share के बाद. So I'll continue my conversation. But how has your 2024 been in interacting with partners, the decision makers for taking them for this legal branding? How important it is now? This is very what do you say? In USA or in Western world, legal branding law firms are doing in a big way. But in
Right.
India,
Right.
what has experience been for 2024?
Right. Actually, a very, very good question. That's something which is going to make me scratch my head. But in the past year, I feel So, based on my experience in the past 1 year working with law firms and interacting with a lot of industry leaders, going out to conferences, speaking with people, the awareness in India for this kind of niche has actually increased a lot because earlier people were really orthodox about the way they used to go about branding their firms, and law firm branding as a concept was not very well thought of or very spoken about because for the longest time in India, the legal profession has just been a word of mouth profession where you refer someone based on a word of mouth, and that is why they prefer your services or your firm or your practice. So very recently, now that the digital revolution has taken over the country and people are slowly moving towards making everything digital, that is where the space for this industry has now widened. It has been there for a very long time. Top tier firms have been doing it for a really long time, even though they've been doing it in silo and not being very open and upfront about it because of the BCI regulations and the boxes that we are bound into. But over the past year, I feel people have become really, really open to this, especially not even just top tier or mid-sized firms. We work very closely with specialized and boutique firms at VU Partners. I'm a legal brand consultant there. And as a brand consultant, we work very closely with a lot of specialized and boutique firms who are not as big as top tier firms and who are basically niche practices focusing on just core few areas of law. And we are very happy to say that these kind of firms are also taking up these legal branding initiatives, law firm marketing, law firm management initiatives really well. And this is something which we have seen as a very, very huge change. I mean, VU Partners has been here for about 6 years now, and we see this as a very conscious call and a very conscious change with law firm partners that they have been doing this very often, and we see it's a very positive thing that we see as consultants, because there is something which we feel that is going to make India's legal landscape at least go global, because right now we're very focused, but we're hoping that this can breach the boundaries and make us go global.
Wow. So my next question is, how different is legal branding versus the work legal branding companies, law firm management companies are doing vis-a-vis the digital marketing, the social media agencies for a law firm? Whom should they approach?
Okay. See, so as I said, there are BCI regulations in place. We are as the legal industry in India is bound under the BCI regulations, and we need to focus on those. We need to make sure we're not advertising, we're not soliciting, we are not promoting our work. So, for a law firm to go to a digital marketing agency or a social media management company, I think that would be beyond the permissible limits of the BCI regulations. I think as brand consultants, our scope of work and the type of work that we do for all our clients is much more than just digital media marketing or just social media marketing. It is an amalgamation of a whole brand identity which conspires from how the brand looks and feels online, how the brand looks and feels on paper, how the brand is transforming into physical relationships, how the brand is transforming into online relationships. So I think we have a much wider scope of work, and like digital media companies and social media companies, they focus on a company and they focus on a product, on one line of promotion or one line of advertisement. As brand consultants, we focus on the brand and the experience that the brand is giving out, be it from the logo, be it from the marketing collaterals, be it from the communication of the firm. So I think we are much more diverse and wide in our comprehension, and I think that is why for law firms this makes a lot more sense.
Beautifully said. Okay. Now, how has the experience been working with boutique law firms and large law firms? And who takes on, okay, bhai, Mohammed, let's go ahead in the first meeting.
Oh, I wish everyone takes it like that in the first meeting. I think that'll be great for all of us. But yeah, I mean, in my experience of working with, boutique firms and then working with partners from top tier firms, I think both of them have different ways of going about things. As I said, in 2024, both of them have become a lot more active and a lot more open about accepting these initiatives. But I feel with top tier firms, since the firms are larger, the processes are longer, the hierarchies are set differently, so the process takes a little bit longer. With specialized boutique firms, I think it is better for us to work as consultants because we're working closely with them on a very one-to-one basis. A lot of the things have not been set in process already, and we're also setting processes, we're also setting precedents on how the work has to happen in the future as well. So I think the journey and the reward with a smaller law firm, I think, is something which we feel as to be more rewarding, and where we can see the results and the growths also really tangibly happening. So that is something which we as consultants really enjoy.
So, Saqib, what's been the most challenging project you have tackled so far?
Okay. I think that again has to be a head scratcher. Every single strategy or every single client that we deal with, there are different kinds of challenges that we go through. Sometimes it's logistical challenges. A lot of time there are resource-based challenges because resources with a top-tier firm and then the resources with a specialized boutique firm are really different. But I mean, internally, while working as a consultant, I feel one of the challenges was when I was doing like a very comprehensive and detailed competitor analysis for one of our clients, and it had a competition analysis of about 12 to 15 clients within their domain practice area. And that was something which was challenging for us because we had to do it totally from a third party perspective and only relying on public information, public available sources, only all information that is out in the public. We couldn't get in touch with people, ask them a lot of stuff, and we had to basically do the research on a very overall perspective, making sure that all the statistics and all the analytics that we are giving, we're also giving actionable inputs on them. Because we as consultants at VU Partners, we make sure that whatever we're providing the client, we want it to be absolutely good quality and also so that they can action on it. Because any information without any doable action on that is really something which is not useful. So I think that is something which had me in like a very dilemma sort of situation while I was working on it. So I think, yeah, that I can say was one of the biggest challenges that I had to face why ever since that I've been working in this domain.
Wow. So, Saqib, what role does innovation play in your work at VU Partners, which focuses on law, policy, and technology?
See, innovation absolutely plays a very pivotal role at what we do at VU Partners. And, taking on the bait of innovation, we recently have launched our sister organization with the name of Quatro Hive. I'm holding the position as manager of partnerships at Quatro Hive. Quatro Hive is focusing at the intersection of law, policy, technology, and innovation. And this is basically a media and knowledge platform where we're trying to build a community, we're trying to build a collaborative space for people from the legal industry as well as people from the business side of the industry. Because as consultants, we felt that this is a space which is lacking a lot of innovation because we're not able to bridge both of them together. Although we see in offline events, offline conferences, that these are the kind of profiles which really want to collaborate together and explore networking opportunities. So I think that is something which we have figured out as an organization. It's still in the very early nascent stage, but I think the future looks great for us and we're really excited.
Wow. Okay. So let's go, since you mentioned about Quattro Hive, you have been involved in creating tech law courses in your early days at Law Seeker, and now Quattro is also coming up with a tech law course in other courses. How do you think tech law is shaping the future of the legal profession?
Okay, so I mean, tech law has been the most talked about subject since the past 2 years, I would say, since when I earlier joined Law Seeker and when I was working there in 2022. Tech law has just been massive ever since then, and my involvement in had been at a very early stage because that is a time when tech law was gradually rising up. We were very far away from the digital data protection rules and everything else. So right now the rules are out. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone is commenting on it on LinkedIn. So that is something which makes me feel that tech as an industry and tech as a sector in the legal space is growing really, really well. And this is something which everyone is looking to reap the benefits of. So, and it gives a very good outlet for firms as well to expand their practices, make India go global, truly go global. And this is something which we as consultants also feel that this is a very good step for all our clients and all our potential leads to look forward to and work on this.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Saqib, legal branding is still a growing domain. So, how do you stay ahead of the curve in such a competitive space?
Right. So, I mean, as very, very rightly said, it's still a very growing domain, and the growth has been really good in the past few months, past few years. As consultants, I feel, see, the strategies and the tools remain largely the same for all the clients that we work with. We just craft very bespoke, very tailored strategies for all the clients that we're working with. So, as consultants working with the clients, making sure that we understand their goals, their vision, and where they want to take their firm, it's important for us to always keep looking into new things and new avenues of growth for them. Right. So, as consultants, we also, I mean, internally, we actually regroup quite a while, every month, once or twice, and we see that how we can service our own clients better. One of the ways that we have recently started doing is that improving and engaging more on our knowledge management initiatives, where we are also going deep diving into the analytics for the clients, what they're publishing, where they're publishing, what are those mediums, how are the analytics holding up, going on the social medias, third party publication platforms, EDM platforms, all of those things. So I think that is something which is keeping us really up to date with what is happening in the market, and that gives us a very good creative outlet also to give very good actionable inputs to the clients.
So Saqib, when you approach a law firm for pitching, so what are your preparations you do when you go and meet them?
Okay, I am mostly, as a person, I'm like very easygoing and very, I'm just a wing it kind of person. I'm like, "Ki, let's go and let's meet," because I personally do not focus on like business or pitches. I focus more on having a good relationship and having a good conversation. Because as when I have a good relationship and I'm speaking with the person really nicely, I know what are their pain points, what are their pressure points. I think that is when me as a consultant and VU partners as an agency, we can actually help them reach those goals. So, I mean, as preparation, I do go through the basic details about the firm, the practice that they're in, what has been their growth, their journey over the years that the firm has been set up. Every firm has always has some of the sixers that they have hit and some of the wickets that they've been bowled out on. So I make sure that I go through all of those. And again, as I said, I focus a lot more on building those relationships and speaking with people and understanding what they really want to do with their brand. Because for us, every brand is basically a story and an experience that we want to craft. It's not just one single project for us. So that is exactly how we go about it.
Wow, beautiful. Okay. So Saqib, what's the one piece of advice you would give to aspiring legal professionals entering the corporate communication space?
I don't think I have a lot of gyan per se for people in this space, but realistically, I feel it's important for people to know that they can make mistakes, because as I said, that this field is so niche, you don't get taught about it in law school. You don't have a Bear Act for it. You don't have an education for it, right? You get into this, you figure it out. Having a good mentor, sticking with a good mentor, finding people who can help you in this industry is really important. I feel Pramita, our founder at VU Partners, she has been a very tremendous mentor for me for the past 1 year. Her guidings and her teachings have helped me a lot. And again, as there is no formal education for this line, I feel a good mentor is something which is going to take you really far. For new professionals entering this field, I feel they should always be ready to make the mistakes, drop the ball if they have to, but they should always pick it up next morning, keep running. And the journey is really exciting and it's going to be rewarding in the future, I'm sure.
Wow. Okay. Now let's go to the next round and understand Saqib as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Okay, so I come from a normal middle class Indian family. My father has been a government servant for all his life. He's retired now. And I mean, as a family, I think I've always had a very supportive structure in my family. I have been into academics, I've been into sports, I'm into music as well these days. So I feel I've grown up in a very supportive, very nice environment, and I think I've always had the curiosity to try out new things, and my parents and my family has been very supportive of me trying out and being curious.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so let's go to some memories down lane. Your college days, especially Lloyd Law College. How did it help you shape your current career?
Oh, I mean, I think I'll have to give a lot of credit to Lloyd Law College as something which has actually helped me shape my career. And this is in a very different way. You know, a lot of people say that the college education has actually helped them regroup and make a good path out of their career. I feel the way that my college has helped me beyond just education. You know, and I was one of the first persons in my college to actually land a PPO and get out and work. And that was when I was still in my second year of college, and I already had like 4 semesters to go. I was allowed to give all of those 4 semesters only by attending weekend classes. And I used to work for the full 5 days of the week, Monday till Friday, and only attend classes on Saturdays and Sundays. So the college was very accommodating and very, you know, it pushed out the students, and it was very, my director was really accommodating with me. He was very happy that I'm going out, exploring new things, working on new things, working with new different companies. So I think that is something which really helped me shape this journey and really helped me explore that legal branding and all of these things can be a profession for me.
Wow. So, Saqib, what's the first thing you do to unwind after a long day of work?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. See, I'm a music buff. Everyone knows that. I think all of my close circuits and peers know that. Apart from that, I really enjoy football as a sport. So I am either watching a lot of football matches and I'm also playing a lot of football games. So after like a day's work, when I'm logged out, I just put on my PlayStation, relax on my couch, and play a lot of FIFA and football. So I think that is something which really helps me set up for the next day and it gets me very recharged and very refreshed.
So, Saqib, do you have go-to playlist for when you are working or brainstorming? And what's your playlist currently you're listening to songs?
Okay, now my mind is constantly racing because I'm this is something which is like a very interesting question for me. And see, I won't say I have just one playlist which I go to. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, but I'm a huge rock head. I love to listen to hard rock and indie rock music. So rock being one of the aspects that I really love to listen to. And apart from that, I'm also quite into early Bollywood's 90s and 2000s music, some Sufi by Nusrat Saab. So all of those things are something which I am regularly listening to. These days, I think I'm mostly listening to a lot of Sufi metal, which I found on YouTube by a Ukrainian artist called Andre Antunes. So that is something which I am really looking forward to these days, and I hope everyone should go out and check out.
Okay. So let's go to your music passion. What kind of actions you have done and gigs you have participated in, and how has your family supported you, and have they ever come to your shows?
Okay, yeah. So I have been performing with my band from since 2022. It's been about it. We'll complete 3 years this year in March. And the journey has been quite of a roller coaster. I mean, my parents were really skeptical when I started out. Although they have always been like good supporters of music. My parents, both of them actually sing really well. My father especially, and my mother as well. So I've always had this culture of music and singing growing up. We used to have like house parties, and my father used to sing Rafi Saab and Kishore Saab early in the days. So the culture was always there, and I used to pick it up when I was in school, going for competitions and stuff. Getting out of law school, forming the band properly, and getting into gigs and stuff was a very roller coaster journey because it's equally as difficult as setting up a new business, setting up a whole team, traveling out for gigs, and making sure that you're doing everything right. So it has been a very roller coaster but very rewarding journey. Every moment of stage, every moment with the boys in the band, I think I have cherished everything. We have performed some of the biggest music festivals and food festivals in Delhi, which was one of the best moments that we have had. This year itself, in November, my parents attended the first show that the band played, and I mean, they loved it. I was very happy to see my parents come and enjoy. So quite rewarding. I mean, I'll say quite very rewarding for me.
Okay. So that's a memorable moment. Let's hear from you a funny moment you had with your band during a performance.
Oh, there are so many of them. There are so many of them in every single performance. I don't think I can find one from the top of my head, but it's just in our nature. Like the five of us on stage, I have a five-piece band, and all of us are really fun-loving people. We really love to play music with each other. A lot of the fun moments that have happened on stage is that we sometimes all of us are laughing in the middle of a song. Someone from the crowd has said something and we laugh. All of us get on stage. I have said something very funny while interacting with the crowd, and everyone keeps laughing at the back. So we keep having these moments very on and off, almost in every show. I don't think I can pick any just one single moment.
So, what's your band name and how did you four come together? And there's any nicknames for each members?
That's a very interesting question. I mean, I can give you so much scoop with that question. I can give you so much gossip with that question. So the name of the band is Fiza. Fiza is an Urdu word which means cool breeze in English. So I came up with the name far back when we were thinking of the band, and then slowly I floated this idea to one of my close friends, and then we all together formed a band. And one of our bandmates, he's one of my best friends. His name is Preetham. So we typically just associate him with the music director from Bollywood, Preetham, and we just tell him ki you're also Preetham, that is Preetham. And then we listen to a lot of Sufi music as well. So there's this song called Sanson Ki Mala from Nusrat Sahab, and there's a verse in the song called Preetham Ka Kuch Dosh Nahi Hai. So every time Preetham in the band makes a mistake, all of us start singing Preetham Ka Koi Dosh Nahi Hai, and that is something which we as a band hold very dear, and we're doing almost every day on every gig. And I feel the environment in the band and the type of people that I'm working with is really, really good, and very, very grateful always for all the opportunities, and very, very happy that I have a musical side to me that I am expressing and channeling.
So it's in Rigi.
Right?
Your two other members.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tell you, we are five of us. It's me, Preetham, Sharang, my drummer, Rishi, and Arnav, the other two guitarists. And fun fact, Rishi and I have same birthday. So every year on the 9th of August, all of us get together and we party like crazy, and we're totally wasted the next day. So that is also very, very fun whenever we get together.
Wow. So any message you want to give to your band members?
Nothing as such. It's just that I'm very, very grateful for all of them. I'm very happy that we're all doing music together. We're all playing so much together, and I hope we keep going forward. We keep going upwards, onwards and upwards always.
So what are your plans for 2025 for your band?
So for this year, we're actually I'm a brand consultant by day and a musician by night, and I can't let go of either one of them while I'm doing the other one, right? So even with the band, I'm trying to set up a brand identity of us as five guys who are always together and who always give power-packed music. So this year, we're trying to put out a lot more content on YouTube. We put out 2 videos last year, having over 3 lakh views on YouTube. So I think it was a good starter for us. But this year, we want to double down on it and target at least 1 million views. And that is something which we have had in our bucket list for quite a while. And the other major thing that we want to do is we want to play at least 5 music festivals this year. And we're already in talks with a few of them. So I think we are starting out on a good foot, touch wood, but hoping for the best. Fingers crossed.
Wow. Interesting. So Saqib, what's your favorite destination from your travels so far, and why?
See, I'm particularly not much of a traveler. I usually travel for work. It's for gigs. When I'm traveling for gigs with the band, I'm traveling to Bombay, Surat, Goa stuff. But I feel personally, whenever I've been to beach places, be it Bombay, be it Goa, be it other places in India, I feel beaches have a good connection with me. I really like to be at beaches, enjoy the quiet nights, enjoy the quiet mornings. Obviously, there's chaos during the day when the tourists are always there, but I mean, the nights and the mornings are really, really good. It helps me really clear my head and recharge for the next working period and the time that I'm back home. So, being away from the metropolitan chaos is just very refreshing for people who are always in the metropolitan Delhi, Mumbai chaos, working and traveling every day. So, yeah, I feel beaches are one place which I really, really hold dear.
Wow. Okay. Have you watched Bandish Bandits? Now it's in season 2. So how does your band relate to this series?
Yeah, we as a band have been actually binge watching the series very often, the first season also, and then the new season as well. And the series actually portrays a very good side of music. It gives us a lot of new fusion elements of music that we've been seeing, and how orthodox music can also be regrouped into a newer form of modern music art. So I feel it's a very, very good outlet for a very good creative outlet for us as well. And as a band, I feel we are already working on those lines where we're trying to fuse a lot of the older classical Hindustani teachings into the modern area of music, which we as a band like to perform. So I feel, yeah, that is something which we really relate to, and that is something which has helped us as a band as well.
So who's Radhe in your band?
I think I am the Radhe since I am the singer. I think I should be the Radhe naturally.
Okay. So Saqib, what's one hobby or activity you have been wanting to pick up but haven't had the time for?
Oh, this has to be football. I told you I'm a huge football buff. I love football. While I was in school and while I was in college, I used to be very regular at it. Now that the demands of the professional commitments as well as the band are really different, and I'm trying to juggle both of them together. I feel I haven't had much time to give to the footballing side of me, but I think that is something which I really want to go back and get regular and get playing again.
Wow. Okay, my last question, which will be a googly. Describe Mohammad Saqib in one line.
Oh God. Multitasker, love music, painting, painting brand stories and notes together. I think that's the
Beautiful.
best I can come up with.
Okay, let's have some fun. The rapid fire round. Uh, Gigs or game nights?
Gigs.
One superpower you wish you had.
Being able to read people's minds.
Don't read my mind. Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights, absolutely.
One word your friends would use to describe you.
Spontaneous.
Wow. Okay. What's one food you can eat every day?
Pizza. I love pizza.
Okay, from pizza, which one?
Napolitan pepperoni Italian pizzas. I love it.
Your favorite rock band?
Queen and the local train from India. No other
Wow.
answers.
Favorite city you would like your band Fiza to perform?
Dubai.
Wow. Okay. Uh, Best piece of advice received?
Always work hard. Don't think about the end goal.
Wow. Your favorite music genre?
Rock. Hard rock, alt rock.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Let's raise.
Because we are at coffee conversations, so absolutely coffee.
You deserve your copy of your gift, New Year gift.
Thank you so much, Amir. Thank you. Thank you.
So, friends, it was a lovely, humorous conversation we had with Mohammad Saqib, musician, has his band Fiza, very beautiful name. It reminds me of Amir Khan
A lot of people have said that to me.
and Kajol. Yeah, he's played a brilliant role in that Apna Ye Fiza,
Right.
ye songs, the musical score, beautifully shot in Kashmir. So it's so you have got that musical name. So,
Right.
friends, you want to branding of a law firm is very important in today's age and time. And uh, Mohammad Saqib is doing a very good job, and it's a niche area where, as he said, this field is not being taught in law firms. It is by mentors and some creative persons who have come and ventured. So, from in coffee conversation, we'll come across like this conversation which we have with creative people. Not only we have got over 300 plus episodes at the Coffee Conversation Show. Subscribe, and you will get to enjoy these interesting conversations. And so, as I said, we have done already with law firm management, but what Saqib and his team is doing, understanding, and he loves to have conversations. So I hope he had enjoyed this conversation and his creative journey. And we wish he goes and performs in Dubai. So all law firms who want to do their digital branding, law firm branding, legal strategy for going online. Uh, Saqib's details will be there in the YouTube captions. Connect with him and invite him to have a conversation how the law firm and the partners, associates can be branded and the journey can be covered. So you'll get more billable hours, your revenue of the law firm increases, and uh, so digital branding next will be making your law firms technology savvy. So keep your goals for 2025. Okay, bhai, we want to take it on the digital roadmap as well as for using AI and technology tools. So this is the episode which you have to watch for, and you want to be featured with like how Saqib has been featured. Our social media handle, our website, the Emerging India Forum is there. Our team will connect with you when you fill in the form or comment. We'll invite you to have coffee conversation over a hot cup of coffee. We meet with another coffee speaker and continue this our conversation, our journey. So enjoy, and One more festival is coming up, Makar Sankranti, Pongal, so many. So plan your dreams and fly up, fly high. So 2025 is for your vision to go high in the skies. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you.